All right, welcome back to probably shouldn't be recording this episode 10. A little proud of myself that I've made it to 10 episodes. It's pretty cool. Um, Finishing off my work week. It was a holiday work week, so it was incredibly slow all week. I left early because we had nothing to do, and yeah, I worked on Christmas Day. It was the slowest, most bored I've ever been in my life. Of course, I did my best to keep the mood high. I had music, I had Christmas music going, even though I fucking hate Christmas music. I had Christmas movies on the TV out in the common area for all the drivers. And yes, I did play Die Hard. It is, in fact, a Christmas movie, in my humble opinion, anyway. I'm gonna go here. Kind of a busy intersection right now. All right, cleared it. We're good. Oh, and also, third straight Friday I've beaten the train. Third straight Friday I've beaten the train. And I like to think it's, well, first of all, I'm getting off an hour earlier than I normally do because I'm filling in for my boss, and who's in Peru on vacation. So I've been able to come in earlier, which has been nice. I am, but I'd like to think it was a little bit of the schedule, and it kind of became a character in this podcast that the train would stop me, or somehow the train would be involved in every podcast. So now I'm just going to keep up the bit, and every episode I record is going to have a little bit of train in it. I also want to shout out. I had one of my drivers come up and tell me that he listens to my podcasts, and I didn't really want to show it, but he's the first real life human person that has told me that they listen to the podcast. Uh, that isn't like a close family member or friend. So it was kind of cool knowing that he was out there listening on his own time. And, I say some pretty out of pocket shit on this. So the fact that he still wanted to say hi to me and say that he listens to my podcast was it's pretty cool. It was a nice little humbling moment for me. I honestly do this mostly for myself because it really does help me work out a lot of stuff that I'm dealing with. But as I'm doing more and more episodes, I'm really coming to enjoy everything there is to making a podcast. Oh, that guy just ran the light. Dangerous. He could have waited 3 seconds and then turn lane happened. But nope, he's got places to go in his little Escalade asshole. Anyway, yeah. So I had my first time somebody I don't really know telling me that they listen to my podcast. So it was pretty cool. On this week's episode, we're going to talk about a few things. Firstly, I'll recap our Christmas. We celebrated on Christmas Eve because, as I have already stated, I did work on Christmas Day. So we celebrated on Christmas Eve. It's always one of my favorite parts of any holiday is seeing our kids opening the presents that we got them. And this whole time, my wife was stressing that we weren't able to get them enough presents. And we both really hate that Christmas is basically just a capitalist holiday and gifts are expected. So we we always feel the pressure to make sure that our kids have a great Christmas because both her and I growing up didn't have the best Christmases. We both come from broken homes, split in time between mom and dad. So now that we're on this side of things, we really try and make an effort to make sure that the kids have a good day, couple of days. And I like to think we succeeded. Got the kids a bunch of cool stuff. Um, what I'm most excited about is my the middle kid and I teamed up and got my wife a laptop, and seeing her reaction was priceless. She's like, "You guys got me a laptop? No way!" Yeah, it was really cool, and we spent a decent chunk of change on it, but she she earned it. It's worth spending that money to give her an awesome gift that she's needed. She's been dropping hints about it, probably not purposefully, but I mean, I picked it up, so got her a nice little laptop. I know she was up until 2 in the morning getting it set up for herself, and like, of course, I was waking up at that time for work, so I got to see her. She was just really excited, and that's what it's all about for me now with Christmas. I'm not religious, as I've stated many times. I'm an atheist. Our house is full of atheists. Um, so it's not about celebrating the return or whatever lines of scripture get quoted on this day. It's not about that. It's about giving our kids a good day. Giving our kids the day that we didn't get when we were kids. You know? Um, and it was great. I had a great time. The only thing that sucked was working on Christmas Day. That was a big old batch of bullshit. Everybody in my house had the day off, except me. It sucked. I was the odd man out. I wasn't getting nothing, and I wasn't getting no extra sleep. But I mean, everybody in my family got some extra rest, and it was lovely. So I love that for them. Um, this week, that being said, this weekend I ain't doing shit. Everybody else got this whole week. You know, my wife only worked 2 days. One of my kids only worked one day. Um, the middle one, Duncan, he is like me. He had to work most of the week, but he did get Christmas and the day after Christmas off. So, and then there's me, Christmas Eve off, work Christmas, work the day after, but I get the weekend. So everything's good. Everything's good. I'm happy. I'm happy that Christmas is in the rear view now, and then we're approaching New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. It's the holiday I don't really much care for now that I've been sober. Uh, it was definitely one of the biggest reasons to drink back when I drank and did drugs. So previous Josh, about 12 years ago, did a lot of drugs on this day. Drank a lot of alcohol on this day. But that's not me anymore, so I probably won't even make it till the ball drop. Even the East Coast one in Colorado, that happens at 10 o'clock. I might not be awake. But I do work on New Year's Day. So that's probably why I won't be awake, because I have to get up for work. PSA, public service announcement. If you want to have holidays off, don't work in transportation. We never close. Never. 24/7, 365. So, so I work every holiday. But I get, time and a half and, all the bonuses of working on a holiday. We had free food. So, excuse me. It seems like every Friday when I want to record a podcast, the phlegm in my body is like, we're going to chill in your throat while you try and talk, if that's okay. Not okay, Phlegm. Get the fuck out. I just want to talk and I'd have to clear my throat every 6 goddamn seconds. You know what else we can talk about? Because I just finished the new episodes. Stranger Things. We're coming down to the last one. And this season has, in my opinion, been one of their best seasons. I really like how it's going. I love that Max is back. I love that she got out. Oh yeah, spoiler alert. Sorry, spoiler alert. If you don't want to know, like, tune it out for the next however long. But I love that Max is back in the real world, and it's honestly about time that Will came out as gay. Kind of saw that coming, especially they teased it that one season with him and Mike, him having feelings for Mike. But I liked how they did it because it felt very real. Because it wasn't, he just didn't sit down and like tell everybody, guys, I'm gay. He said, I've been wanting to tell you guys, but I don't know how to say it. And he says, I don't like girls. Well, not in the way that I should, or whatever he said, but I liked it. It felt very real. So, kudos to the people at Stranger Things for making a realistic coming out. And it made me a little emotional when his brother teared up and everybody was tearing up because, you know, that kind of shit doesn't matter. You, at the end of the day, gay, straight, bi, doesn't matter. You're still a human being. And the fact that it's still 2025, about to be 2026, and people still can't come out to their families and be their true selves because they'll get kicked out of their home, they'll get assaulted, they'll get, you know, it's just, it's stupid. It's a stupid fucking problem to have because we should all be more evolved in 2025, coming on 2026. That being gay is fine, being straight is fine, being bi is fine. Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. So why the fuck does it matter my sexual preference? That's just me. So I know I'm not everyone. So yeah, pretty stoked about the last episode on New Year's Eve. The final episode of the series. I'm predicting. Here are some predictions. At least one, if not two, of the main group of kids will die. And I'm sticking to my guns. Either 11 or Will sacrifice themselves to save probably the other person to take down Vecna. So I really don't want to say it, but I feel like Max might die. I don't want it to happen. She's a great character, but that's just my gut feeling. All I have to share. So at the end of the episode, I believe it was the last episode, where it looks like Nancy and I can never remember the brother's name, his character name. When they were, you know, they were making it really seem like they were both going to die. And my wife and I looked at each other and were like, we're fine with this. They're not our favorite characters. We're Team Steve in our house. Team Steve and Dustin. Dustin and his two dads. With Steve and oh, I'm blinking. The guy that I'm blanking. I don't know his name. It's gone. But the one that unfortunately was killed by the Demogorgon babies in season 4. What is his name? Dude, that's gonna piss me off. Oh my god, it's on the tip of my brain. His name is I can't think of it. And me sitting here trying to figure out homeboy's name because I'm driving, I can't look it up. I'm not gonna do that. So you guys can inform me of his name in the comments if you want. But yeah, it's probably one of their best seasons, and I very much look forward to the ending of the show. I'm very curious as to how they're going to end the show. Sorry, guys, the thing I have my phone hanging on, clipped into, fell off the vent in my car. So I'm doing a little fixing it on the fly. Anywho, so yeah, that was my thoughts on the latest episodes of Stranger Things season 5 and my Christmas recap. Now we're gonna touch on sports just a little bit. Nebraska. I will not talk to you guys again until after Nebraska plays their bowl game. So they play Utah in the Las Vegas Bowl. I think the point spread on the game is 14. Utah's favored by 14, which makes sense. Utah has won 10 games. They have looked like a very competitive and good football program, whereas you have Nebraska, who in their last 2 games gave up 77 points and looked like a team that was ready to pack it in for the season. So it's very understandable that the point spread is that way. That being said, I do think it's probably going to be a little closer than people think. Utah is having some head coaching stuff go on. Their current coach, Kyle Whittingham, announced a couple weeks ago that he was resigning at the end of this season, and everybody thought he was retiring, which in fact that is not the case. He is currently the leading candidate to take the head coaching job at Michigan. So that's going to be interesting. Who knows? Maybe the Utah team will be distracted. They have already named their head coach. It's the defensive coordinator. So maybe not. But I'm going to say Utah wins 30-21. So still a loss for Nebraska. They'll finish the season 7-6. But I think they're going to play a lot better than a lot of people are giving them credit for. So we shall see. And as always, go Big Red. The main thing I wanted to talk about today, and this might be a trigger warning for people, I'm not sure, but I want to talk about white people. I am, in fact, a white people. I'm a white male in my 40s, married with kids, and the one thing that I see as a problem in this world that we live in right now is the rich white men. And sometimes even the rich white women. But the rich white men in their 60s, 70s, 80s, they are a bigger threat to our society than any immigrant is. They are a bigger threat to our society than any trans person is. They are the biggest threat to our society. There's these old white guys and gals sometimes that are quote unquote afraid that their country is getting away from them, which always makes me laugh because first of all, not our country, never has been. We are I'll repeat, we are all on stolen land. And number two, good. I'm glad they feel that like it's going away from them. It's about time. We had a long enough run. It's time for us to be the minority. I really do think that. And a weirdly sick part of me is like, I hope one day when white people are the minority, that white people get to feel what it truly is like to be a minority. Because it's not easy for minorities. Anybody that doesn't have white skin and look like me, I can walk out of my house and not have to worry about shit. I'm not, but I could even be a terrible driver and, cut many people off and do all of this, and I can be comforted in the fact that probably nothing's going to happen to me. I might not even get pulled over. That's what I feel like some people of my persuasion, why they drive like such assholes. I'm not that person. I definitely go the speed limit. If I speed, it's like 5-6 miles over. Because I'm not trying to get in trouble. But here's the thing for me too, is I've grown up poor. I'm a poor white person. So I kind of act as if that I'm not on their level. So I make sure that I follow the law and obey the rules of the road, because I know that if something were to happen to me, I can't afford lawyers and, paying off all of this court fees and whatnot. I can't do that. So I operate under the guise that, I don't want to take anything for granted. I don't want to use my privilege, even though it's there. I'm not going to do that. I have plenty of people in my life that do, and I honestly think it's important for us white people to acknowledge our privilege, and especially my fellow poor white people. I'm not saying that you lived a privileged life. What I'm saying is we are afforded the luxury of going on about our day and not have to worry about getting profiled. Not have to worry about getting pulled over and then pulled out of our car and shot, and just all of the terrible things that happen to people that aren't white. And it's important that we recognize and we validate that we have privilege as a white person, as white people. Oh, I got up on my soapbox there. I apologize. And it's also, what's funny is me, I will literally say the phrase under my breath or to other people while shaking my head and just go, white people. White people doing white people shit. And it gets laughs, which is good. But I'm not, it's hard for me to say this because I don't want it to come out the wrong way. I am not proud to be white. Most days, I wish I wasn't. And I try my best to stand out from other bad white people, and I've been told a few times by my black drivers and my black friends that I've got a permanent invite to the cookout, which is awesome. As a white person, you have no idea how good that makes you feel. But yeah, I'm not proud to be white. I don't like it. Because in fact, and this might ruffle people's feathers, as a whole, we're pretty shitty to the entire world. And it started when the Europeans started colonizing everything. Like, white people are the worst. Throughout history, they've been the worst. All the serial killers, the big time serial killers, white people. You know? And I just, I never have, and I probably never will have a single ounce of pride in being white. So, I don't know where this is going to land, but I'm just being honest here. I'm just talking. You know, because talking to myself is cheaper than therapy, as I like to say. But yeah, that's my, that's where I'm at with white people. If I offend you, I'm sorry, but I'm not, because I feel pretty strongly about what I'm saying. But I mean, you have every right to disagree with me, and that's fine. It's just how I feel. I am ready to start my weekend, though. It was a long, boring week at work. I'm ready to get some of this relaxation time in that everybody else in my family got. I got a weekend of hopefully doing nothing. I know we're going to do some exchanging of presents on Sunday, which would be really cool. I did actually end up getting everybody in the office that works in dispatch with me. I got them each gift. And if you go to the dollar store, you can make $20 go a long way. I got everybody candles. I got everybody a ring pop. I got everybody Werther's Originals. I got another kind of candy that I can't remember. But I mean, it's just like I spend as much time with them as I do my own family, sometimes more. So I figured, what the fuck? Why not get my coworkers a little something? Just to show them that I appreciate them for putting up with me, for helping me become a better coworker. Because there are days, I don't know if you guys are going to believe this, where I can be a lot to handle. Sometimes I'm really straightforward and short with people, and sometimes there was a driver that actually ended up quitting because of me, because I was being rude to her, which, I mean, I wasn't being nice, but I wasn't being rude. There's certain steps you have to follow in checking out and making sure your bus is okay. She didn't do those. So I simply said, well, I can't do a change until you follow these 2 steps. And she just stood there and looked at me. And I said, I'm not going to do a change until you go talk to maintenance. And she just, the next day she quit. And on her exit interview, she informed my bosses that it was my fault. And I felt bad because I don't want anybody quitting their job because of me. But sometimes when a person doesn't have common sense, it annoys me. And I have one of those faces where I can't fix my face. If I'm annoyed, it's very easy to tell. I'm very transparent. So I feel bad. Like, I hope that person is working at a job that they love and everything's going great. But I felt bad. But I mean, we have these things that we have to follow, and I'm not gonna give you a new bus because you don't want to do your job. So, like I said, I'm by the book, you guys. I'm by the book. I'm a boring, basic ass bitch. But anyway, thank you guys for listening. I really do appreciate all the love and comments that I've been getting. I'm glad people are listening to me just talking out of my ass for a half hour at a time. I hope everybody has a good weekend. And I'll always say, if you don't have to leave the house, don't. Curl up on the couch, watch Netflix, watch football, whatever you got to do. But just make sure you guys have a good weekend. And if you go anywhere, go with love. I love you guys. And this has been episode 10 of Probably Shouldn't Be Recording This.